Laura, his wife, will follow, and whatever they want to do. This is a husband and wife team.
Thank you, Reverend Washington. Thank you, Mother Burks and Reverend Williams. I'm honored to be in this room with everyone. It's quite wonderful for me. I want to give you a little perspective about me before I get started. I see myself basically as a kind of spiritual explorer and researcher, particularly since I found this this wonderful organization called Spiritualism. But before that, I was pretty open, and I found myself visiting a mosque once, and during the course of my life, I've had a Jewish Sabbath dinner with friends in New York City, and I've attended assorted churches from Unitarian to Catholic to evangelical and even Pentecostal. And the way I see it is no one religion has first dibs on God. You know, whatever fits and it works for you, go for it. So I'm not here promoting any one particular thing, but the thing that works for me. So my background is I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, in the Disciples of Christ Church. And it was a nice church, you know, basically mainstream. I got a wonderful foundation and great values. And it was a really wonderful church family. But I had two problems or issues with it, even as a boy. One was the way the biblical information was presented to me. It was like that was the best of sacred times. And here I am in the 1960s, and I missed it. It's all written down, and I'm like, the train is like down the tracks and I'm behind. The other thing that I found very curious from this church was I wanted to know, even as a boy, what's coming next? I mean, there's like this whole death thing coming up, and I want to know what's the mechanics? What's it going to look like other than this like kind of vague thing that they were talking about? So, you know, that's the way it was, and I got as much out of that experience as I could. I kind of abandoned organized religion for about 20 years. And then I was making art, which was my way of connecting to spirit. But then when I was 39, a man invited me to a men's training. To sum up, the second coolest thing I've ever done, the first marrying Laurel, was the second coolest thing was doing this particular weekend. So that was an opportunity where I woke up, got to look at who I am, and I had the gift of starting my healing process with a group of other like-minded men. So it also gave me the awareness that I had this like spiritual void. There was something missing in this 39-year-old man that I couldn't figure out what it was. So, as spirit would have it, I met a man who happened to be studying or apprenticing in the Blackfoot Native American medicine tradition. And he had a quality about him that was something that I wanted, or just to get a little piece of. We'd both gone through the men's training, but he seemed to have this like little extra octane to it. So to make a long story short, I asked if I could apprentice with this elder who's Native American. He said yes. So for over 4 years, I had the wonderful experience of learning about that particular spiritual path. So that was my first introduction to what I perceived as spirit that confirmed the continuation of life. This particular elder, I would sit with him, and one day he'd go, Edwin, I just want to let you know, behind you, your grandmother is standing. And this was just phenomenal for me. To have that kind of confirmation was just, I mean, it brought me so much comfort, not only that she still existed, but then it demonstrated that I had also the same opportunity down the road. So I studied in this particular tradition for about 4 years. And then the universe sent another teacher. This was Mother Angel Gales. I get my teachers confused. So, Angel Gale Kynes is a wonderful medium who lives in Howell, Michigan. And so she happened to come into our area, and she did a series of workshops about opening up your mediumship. So with Laurel, she took it in her clairvoyance just blossomed. And then mine is a little different because I'm clairsentient. So if spirit comes near me, I get like goosebumps down my back, and I get the kriyas, and it's a wonderful experience because I know I'm in good company. So we studied with her for about 4 years, and that was terrific. But then one of her students said, Edwin, you live in the town with the largest spiritualist church in Indiana. You should give it a try. So I got on my bike, tried it out, and oh my goodness, I found a spiritual home. Tiny little building, it was a house. The dining room, parlor was the sanctuary, and a wonderful spiritual family. So the first spirit reading I got there by the pastor, he described this gentleman, very well dressed, about my height, a little more handsome. And with the description, I figured out it was my maternal grandfather who had transitioned to spirit when he was 42. And the message was, good to see you back in church. So I was like, oh my goodness. So I was hooked. So Laurel and I supported and served in that church for about 4 years. And then the universe said, time for another project. And so a group of us started a church in New Troy, Michigan. So we're a similar group in size as to what we have in this room now. And it's a wonderful group, and it's a place where I go to recharge every week. Not only with the people in the physical, but the people, my spirit guides, and spirit friends in spirit. So, I'm going to get back to the spirit communications. The thing that excites me the most about spiritualism and spirit communications is that we have, and I have, this spiritual abundance to tap into. Not in terms of material wealth, but in terms of if I've got a challenge, I can give permission to my spirit friends, my spirit guides, my spirit teachers, and say, I'm in a bind right here. What can you do? I'm letting you know I need some assistance here. And it has been demonstrated through time and space that they are there and thrilled for the opportunity to come to help me with any particular problem. So it's that's why my biggest message when I meet people, I try to let them know that this is one of the options they have. We're never alone. It's just a matter of connecting to these ancestors. So that's the biggest gift I have. And then the other part is to be able to work with these spirit guides, spirit friends. So yesterday I was walking from work, and I looked over, and lo and behold, there was an unleashed adult pit bull. And the pit bull was doing its business until it noticed me. And so then it started growling, and it was challenging me. So I'm going, oh my gosh, because I've got 2 cats, I don't know what a dog is. So this one's the head's flailing, the drool's flying, I'm like, I cannot afford a dog bite. So I'm just asking for help, and so I'm slowly backing up, and I'm also screaming no at the dog when it starts coming at me. So eventually, the owner opened up his front door, and the dog went in. So then last night, Laurel and I did a little spirit communication together, and so Archangel Michael and one of my spirit guides were there in that moment protecting me. So that's my demonstration of spirit, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. Bless you.